Good day. We're back again today. Today we'll be doing limit as x tends to infinity. So first understand this topic. Day is the symbol to represent infinity. So there are some notes I put down here. Note that if we have the limit plus or minus of any constant is equal to infinity, and when we have the infinity raised by any constant, we also give us infinity. And when we have infinity divided by any infinity, it's going to give us undefined. And when we have any constant divided by infinity is equal to 0. So let's take this question where we have as x tends to infinity, when we have 4x squared plus x minus 1 divided by 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. This is a potent question. So for us to solve this question now, we write our solution. So for us to solve this question now, we have 4x squared plus x minus 1 divided by 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. So for us to solve this question now, what we have to do, we divide with the variable that has the highest power, and the variable that has the highest power, which is x squared. So we use it to divide each of every of the numbers and variables. So for us to solve this question, we write as limit of s tends to infinity. So we have 4x squared divided by x squared plus x divided by x squared minus 1 divided by x squared divided by, we have our 3x squared divided by x squared plus 2x divided by x squared plus 1 divided by x squared. So here we have the limit as s tends to infinity. So when we cut this, we have 4 left, plus when we cut 1 here, we have 1, we cut here, we have x, so we have 1 over x minus 1 over s squared, because this one has no variable, so we say divided by. Here also we have x squared, you're going to cancel this one, we have 3 plus we have s here, s to cancel this one, we have s, so we have 2 over x plus 1 over s squared. So here our next thing to do now, we say as s tends to infinity. So anywhere we see our s, we put our infinity symbol there. So we write 4 plus 1 over infinity minus 1 over infinity square divided by, we have our 3 plus 2 divided by infinity, and you have our plus 1 over infinity square. So yeah, our final answer to this question now here, we have is equal to, we have 4 plus, like we said earlier, we say any constant divided by infinity is 0, plus any constant divided by the square root of infinity will also give us 0, divided by, we have 3 plus, and we have 2 divided by infinity, which is also 0, plus same thing, a constant divided by infinity will also give us 0. So our final answer to this question now is equal to 3. We have 4 over 3. This is our final answer. Let's take the second example. Here we have as s tends to infinity, when we have s square in the exponential minus s square. So let's start our solution. So first thing for us to do, we have to write this equation. So when we write this equation, we write limit as s tends to infinity. So we write s square all over. We have a minus sign here. So when we bring this exponential s square, when we bring it down, it will change to a positive sign. So we have exponential s in power of 2. So if you are, I think we want to solve it straight by inputting our infinity sign, we are going to get infinity as an answer. So we don't want to have that as an answer. So we apply the formula using L'Hopital rule. So we have to differentiate this equation. So we are applying L'Hopital rule. When we apply L'Hopital rule to this equation, now we have to differentiate each of these equations one after the other. So when we differentiate s square, so we have the limit as s tends to infinity. When we differentiate the first equation, we have 2x divided by, when we differentiate exponential s square, don't forget our chain rule here. So we have 2s exponential s power of 2. So now the next thing to do is to divide with the one that has the highest power, the variable that has the highest power, and the variable that has the highest power here is x. So all we have to do is just write the limit as s tends to infinity. We write our 2x divided by x divided by 2x exponential s in power of 2 divided by x also. So here all we have to do, we just cancel out the common one here. So here we have 2 divided by 2 exponential 2x in power of 2x. So here we can cancel out our 2. So we have the limit of exponential as s tends to exponential as s tends to infinity, 1 over exponential s in power of 2. So here as s tends to infinity, so we have equal to 1 over exponential infinity square. So here we have, when we have anything, when we have exponential infinity square, so here we have, our answer should be equal to 1 over exponential raised power by infinity. We have infinity. So a constant divided infinity here, we have 0. So this is how to solve limit as s tends to infinity when we have a complex question like this, and when we have an equation for my example. So if you like my video, I would like you to subscribe and click the like button, and also share my videos. So thank you.